I'm gonna wait for y'all to come on in, and then we're gonna start. Give y'all a few minutes to get in here. Let's see who got them notification bells on. Hey y'all, happy Sunday. Come on in, come on in. We about to get started. I know we got a lot to talk about. I can't get this sticker off. What's going on, y'all? How are y'all? What y'all cook for Sunday dinner? What y'all do today? Y'all ready to go back to work? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, you emailed me? All right, I'm gonna have to check it out. Let me go see what's going on in the email. Um, let's see what this look like. Oh, talking about the miscarriage and the actual bracelet. Hey, oh, pepper, some chicken. Oh, it's pepper. Oh, yes. Okay. Mm. I don't know what I'm doing for dinner. I probably order something. I took my daughter skating, and let's just say she fell a few times, and she said she was ready to go before time was up, and then she said that her body was hurting, so we had to give her some Tylenol. Now she's asleep. She fell a few times, quite a few times, and then she was like, "It's time to go." But I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner. So let's see. I found out some of the greatest news I have heard ever. I will be a dad. Even though this was the case, it was unfortunately given certain circumstances. I just wanted to be the best dad I could be. It was the moment it was the most confusing period I have ever experienced. My family was happy because there was going to be an addition to our family. Well, during the later part of October, Mercedes would complain about stomach pains and gradually get worse. Hey, everybody coming in. I'm reading this, I guess, post that Chris made about losing a child. On 10/28/2020, we rushed her to the hospital because I wasn't the husband. I couldn't go to the room due to COVID. Oh, because he wasn't the husband. Couldn't go to the hospital. Okay. Um, where did I leave off? Okay. But at the time I managed to get to the back, when I got there, I was met with cold silence. I found out that she had a miscarriage. I had never been through this before, so I didn't know what feelings were normal and what was abnormal. All I know is that it felt like a funeral. We were devastated that a baby that made a grand entrance this big in my life now has made a grand exit. I instantly hated this for Mercedes as she had already been through a lot, but she demonstrated the strength and fortitude to get through this. I'm gonna say this. Um, on my community post, right? I posted. Let me see. Let me go to it. Um, Mercedes had wrote. She said, "Sometimes you have to laugh just to stop from crying. Please don't think you know me or my story. I've never came for another woman, and I will always give grace. Hopefully, America does the same for me." Because you really don't know what you will do unless you're in a traumatic situation. God bless you all. Right. Okay. Right. Because he did say he found out some devastating news. So, like, you finding out you was having a baby was devastating, and then you found out you lost the baby was devastating. Make it make sense. I'm going to say this. I don't want to say that Mercedes wasn't pregnant, right? Because if she was, that has to be hard to have the whole world saying, oh, she's not pregnant, she's not pregnant, she's not pregnant. I am going to say that it does look a little suspect that maybe she wasn't pregnant. For one, she almost didn't know how far along she was. That's just one. Um, if she did lose her child, I really, sympathize. No woman deserves that. But then I also heard the rumor that it wasn't her that was pregnant, it was the cousin. So at this point, it's so many different layers to the situation. What do we believe? What do y'all believe? Do y'all believe that she was pregnant? Do y'all believe that she wasn't pregnant? Like, do y'all believe that this was all just a stunt for him to get all out of the marriage with Paige? Like, what do y'all think when it comes down to her actually being pregnant? He wrote it all for himself, narcissist. Yes, all about how he felt. All about how he felt. Um, it was devastating for him. He told Paige when he found out, I got some devastating news. Then he had a miscarriage. She got some devastating news. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. We are not having it. Y'all not having it? I don't believe she was pregnant. Okay. Y'all, so y'all don't believe she was pregnant. So y'all not here for the sympathy. Y'all not here for all that. I do believe she went through a lot of drama with Chris. And that could be stressful. That could be part of why she had a miscarriage if she did have a miscarriage. Let's just say she was pregnant and she did have a miscarriage. Don't you think that all that stress that she just went through dealing with her baby father can cause a miscarriage? You see him saying you having it's devastating news to find out you're pregnant, you find out he got a wife and all this other stuff. It's not exactly that part. This is not the Kristen Mercedes story. This was the Married at First Sight. This story has gotten blown out of proportion. Right. It definitely got out of proportion. Like, that's why I don't understand why they allow her to come onto the show, because at the end of the day, this had nothing to do with her. I've been saying it. No one cares. This has nothing to do with you. Why are we giving you all this sympathy? We're not watching you and Chris' journey of y'all having a baby, not having a baby, and all that other stuff. This is about Paige and Chris. If it ain't about them, then what are we talking about? This show was taped a year ago. It's not adding up. Okay. It was on October 28th. Mm. So it's just so much. Let's talk about the preview for next week. Next week we see Paige sit down with Chris. Chris comes in, sit down with her. He tells her he's afraid to fall in love with her again. Looks like she said, I'm done. And then it says, and then she says, let's start over. Plot twist. Did y'all see it? Y'all want me to show y'all? Let me go to Millennium Mom because they have it on their page. Yeah. So this was it. So do you want to start over? Sure. Plot twist. What the heck is that? I already told y'all. If Paige gives him another chance, I'm definitely, it is official. She is going back to the streets. Okay? Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Okay? And that's when Mary had a little lamb. Period. I'm done with her. I'm done with her shenanigans. I'm not feeling sorry for her. I'm not doing it. I told y'all when we in the last video, Dr. Viviana said that they was there giving her advice. They was there from the beginning giving her advice. What did this advice sound like that she continues to go through this? I'm gonna be done with her too, y'all. Y'all don't. She gonna give him another chance. Can y'all really believe she gonna give him another chance? I just, it's hysterical at this point. It's like it's not even like I don't even care anymore. Because it's like we went through the motions of like actually feeling bad for Paige, disliking Chris. But at this point, we can't be mad at Chris because Chris already showed her who he is. Chris is being what Chris is, a dog, a narcissist, big headed, manipulative. She's seen all of this. She said this last episode, this relationship serves me no purpose. I don't think his intentions were pure. And then you want to go back and give him another chance? For what? It's not adding up. I was hoping the start fresh part is her parting ways starting fresh. Hopefully. Y'all, we don't know, because the editing be on some other stuff. I just want to know what the heck the plot twist what? Plot twist what? I feel bad for her because she's the kind of candidate that's perfect for this experiment because she really is willing to stick it out. She really is willing to fight for her marriage. She really is willing to put in the work. She just got messed up with somebody stupid. Yeah, because Lee, on that last episode that they showed on TV, she said she was done, right? I'm done. So, like, what's going on? Come on now, stop playing with us. All right, you guys, I put the link in the chat. If you guys want to come up, you're more than welcome. Let's get this conversation started. I'm so over Paige and Chris, like so over them. She could have sued Chris, sued Mercedes, sued the show. She could have gotten the best. But this is what I was saying when, like, in the video, right? The one I just posted yesterday. I said, why didn't they eliminate Chris when they found out he had a baby on the way? When they do this show, you can't have children. They do that for a purpose because they don't want to put children in the mix, correct? So when they found out that he was having a baby, why didn't they just automatically eliminate him? Tell Paige, sorry Paige, but you're gonna have to come back next season for your chance over at Love and Marriage because he already disqualified himself by having a baby on the way. Hey Amy, you know what I'm saying? He should have been disqualified because you're not supposed to have children. Period. When they found out he had a child on the way, they should have just took him out. Take him out. We don't need him. No one should have to even deal with that, making that decision of being a bonus mom or Married at First Sight. When she signed up for Married at First Sight, under the assumption that these people do not have kids. That's what it is about. You're not supposed to have kids. So when they found out that he was having a baby on the way, he should have automatically been disqualified and taken out. I was telling y'all, let me get an interview with Dr. Viviana. Any one of them doctors, pastors, preachers, producers. Let me get one. Hey to Ellie's. Chris is not posted. I got a feeling that Chris broke contract because he's the only one posting. I got a feeling he broke contract because he's the only one posting. Nobody was really here for Dr. Viviana. And that's the thing, because I was really liking Dr. Viviana. But the way she been responding this season just made me wish that she would have just been quiet and sat her little corner. Be quiet and sit in your corner because you're not even owning up to the fact that y'all just messed up. Y'all didn't do it how y'all say y'all did it. Stop lying to us and telling us that y'all did all of this. Y'all didn't. Hey, Yolanda. Yeah, that's, oh, she's definitely a politician. See, that's my thing. I just don't understand. They need to let her be quiet, sit in the corner. Like, that's what Dr. Pepper was trying to do, but they screenshotted her post. She went up there, posted some stuff, and then she was like, "Dang, no, let me take it down." But it was too late. All she does is smile and give bad advice. Let her tell it. They talk to them for 3 to 5. They talk to them for 3 hours when they be counseling them and giving them advice and stuff. Hello,
Hey girl.
hey girl.
OMG. So, first of all, hello. And this show got me tight.
Really?
This show this show has me tight on so many levels that I didn't even know it was fully possible. I feel
Mm,
like everyone, cuz at first I was like Chris is a bad guy, Chris is a bad guy, but everyone in this show it has like such a serious level of blame to be placed on them that it's just like I can't just look at Chris and be like, "Oh, Chris is a bad guy." Like she keeps saying that her intention. Sorry, is there any? Am I supposed to answer a specific question? I just came in,
no,
just like
you're willing
okay,
to say whatever you want, girl. This is your time.
okay. So I'm gonna actually finish with Chris and Paige last because I feel like there's so many other characters that are showing themselves. Haley and Chris, Haley and Jacob.
Jacob. Hmm.
At first, I was like pro Jacob, but Jacob is kind of unwilling to change just as much as Haley is. Like if she says I'm done with the 80s, for you to continuously bring up the 80s means that you're invalidating the things that she cares about and wants to talk about. Like you keep bringing up nonsense that she doesn't care about, but it doesn't matter to you. Um,
Hmm.
Ryan is a fake phony clown. Ryan is a fake phony clown. If fake phony clown was a person, it would be Ryan. Um, you can't sit here and say that you are so put together and I know this and I know that, and then you got sardines and trash bags next to each other, and you got your shelves broken, and you're this organized person. And I also feel like, not that he's being disrespectful to Clara, but it's just like you need to be 100% honest. And he needs to be aware that I believe, and this is my opinion, I think he is a weak person. The reason why I feel like he is a weak person is because the people that have the most guard up in front of them are the most tender. So they have to put forth this facade that you need all that. Yeah, what's her name? What is her? Clara gets knocked down, but she has the ability to get up. Like she's fallen in love and been hurt and this, that, and third, and she still is able to maintain her bubbly, open, kind, unaffected nature. But you, her friends offered you a shot 2 times and you broke down.
Mm.
You can't even get offered a shot. Like, and I get it, it's a thing. Like, oh, you want a shot? No. Oh, you got a shot. Like, you can't even understand like, you can't even comprehend what fun means. And it's because you are weak. So don't hold your military, I have this. You're just doing it as a facade. Even when it was their housewarming,
Yeah.
Claire's friends didn't come. And if Claire's friends probably didn't come because you violated them.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
You violate them. You think Claire's not going to go and turn around and be like, oh, he said I would, because you violated her based off of their actions. And you think
Good
Claire's not going to go
point.
and tell, yeah, like, why would they even want to put themselves in your presence? And that's not godly manner. People wanted to be around Jesus. If nobody wants to be around you, you got to kind of evaluate yourself.
Mm.
Um, and then secondly, it's like he said in the show, he's like, I'll take a shot for Clara. And I'm like, you're a clown. Take a shot for yourself. Don't take a shot for Clara. Take a shot for yourself. You're trying to use Clara as your covering for any fun that you could possibly have because you want people to think you're this hard, like unbreakable exterior when you're soft as pudding, please.
Mm,
Like Clara would eat you up. The average person would eat you up, which is why you can't hang with the average person because you're not built. And it sounds rough, but I used to be that type of person. I used to put a barrier because I know that if you tell me that my shoes are scuffed, I will go home and I will be broken. And I will be thinking about that was me when I was probably like in middle school. I'm not lying, but like it's
yeah.
still able to, and I'm like almost 30. So like I'm able to understand people like that. And it's like, you're weak. But it's okay. It's just another adjective. Tall, short, weak, strong. It's an adjective to describe you.
Mm,
Um, Brianna and Vincent. Brianna is extremely annoying. And Vincent is extremely insecure.
mm.
You are extremely insecure. Um, who else is there? What's that other Virginia and what's his name?
Virginia and Eric.
Yeah, Virginia and Eric. Virginia, I don't even know why she showed up to this process. I really don't. Because I
Hmm.
don't feel like she needed to. You don't need to. Like, who's forcing you to get married? Who's telling you that you need to get married? Because you want to have fun and have fun. And then Eric, I feel like, you know how people are saying like he's trying to control her? I don't feel like he's trying to control her. I feel like he's trying to impress her. Like, look
Oh,
at how I take care of these dogs. I do it so well. Look at how I like it's almost like he's yearning for
yeah.
her for her admiration. Like, look at me. I'm this wise man. And because like realistically speaking, a man that's that old compared to his woman, it's not necessarily only a thing of control. It's she could leave you 5 years from now and she's still good money. You on the other hand won't be such great money. So it's like
Oh,
you got to
girl, you better come through tonight. What
I'm
today
serious.
is?
So
Okay.
you got to make sure you keep her because when you have a woman that's so much younger than you, she's not thinking about time the way you're thinking about time. She's got 10 more years before she wants to have a kid if she chooses to comfortably. You have like 5 more minutes. So like you have to always show her and prove to her that you're valuable to her because age is more valuable than anything. More valuable than life itself because that's life itself. And you're looking at someone who's like, I got time to waste. This is a joke to me. You're taking this more seriously than I'm taking this. And Chris and Paige, everyone is a joke. Like the whole, everyone is a joke. Paige joke, Chris joke, Mercedes joke. Everyone's just a joke.
I don't even know why she's included in the cast. Like, bye.
Everyone's like, for you to be sitting here and laughing the way she was, like nothing is funny about this. Even if this was a plot you guys made up together to go to the show and become famous, you allowed your man to go and put his raw penis in another woman just so you can be all married at first sight.
Mm.
Pathetic. Like absolutely embarrassing. Like there's and it's on Married at First Sight. It's not like you're on. It's not even like you're on 11 Hip Hop. It's not even like you're on a back. Like if you were gonna subject yourself to this, do it for a show that's really gonna get you real notoriety. Not Married at First Sight.
Right.
This isn't
Do
even.
it. Go on 90 Day Fiance or something where they expect it
Yeah.
all.
Do like the upper echelon of reality TV, not some random show that people watch because it's quarantine and we ain't got nothing else to do. That's just embarrassing.
Right.
Yeah,
Because they had
Chris.
COVID. We had to know that too, right?
Yeah, like Chris is embarrassing. Paige, I'm glad she got her groove back in the past few days, but even when she was explaining to Pastor Kyle, like, yeah, Pastor Kyle, and then he did this, and then he did that. I'm like, you're not even listening to yourself. Like, you even sound pathetic regurgitating this.
Mm.
Like, I wouldn't even
So
put myself in this scenario to be able to regurgitate such nonsense. No person would have ever made it that far for me to regurgitate that much nonsense, but I guess I'm a blessed one. And it's no shade to nobody else because I've never been in these scenarios. Um,
Right.
I never have. So I don't know what a Paige is like to have such deep insecurities that she can allow someone to do that. And I really hope she grows and gets better and uses this as a moment to realize that this is not okay. This is never okay. She does deserve more.
Much more.
She does. Like 100%. Like, girl, like, you are not a terrible person. Like, you are not out here doing the most. Like, you deserve more. Chris should do better, and Mercedes should do better and deserves more once she does better.
I agree. Come
You,
on, Mo. I'm gonna have to give you a high five,
Sorry.
a hand clap, or something,
Thanks.
girl. You done. So, like, I'm gonna need
uh,
you to email me after the show so I can take some of
Okay.
your notes.
Oh my gosh,
what up,
no.
Chloe?
Hey, Cliff. Hey, Brianna.
Listen,
Hey,
I don't really
Lou.
got time at this moment to smoke y'all boots, especially that little analogy by Mo. I really
You
want
could
to, but
never
if I could
smoke.
come back
You
on,
could never
I
smoke
would
my
smoke your
boots.
boots
Like,
like I do
you would
everybody
never.
else on here.
You would never. I'm sorry,
Smoke
ma'am.
bad.
Like, what did Paige say?
But
I'm
I ain't
new to
got the
this.
moment. Let me
I'm
just
not
tell
new to
Chloe
this. I'm
this.
true to this.
Trust me, you'll get smoked bad.
Come
Bree, can
on,
you?
Cliff.
Because I
Just
don't
say
want
what
to
you gotta
echo.
say.
No.
Hush,
Because I
don't
remember.
interrupt me,
You
Chloe.
know what? No, I'm gonna
Oh my
interrupt you
God.
Brianna,
because I'm gonna
hold up.
interrupt
I
you
Hey.
don't.
because you called for me.
Mo,
No,
Mo, just hold on. I just want to tell
no,
her something. I
because
will
when I
debate
was
with you
talking,
later because I don't have the time.
no,
I
then you
promise you
shouldn't
I'll
have
debate
called
with
me.
you later.
Then you shouldn't have
Okay.
summoned me.
Oh.
That's nice.
You
Mo,
called
Time
me, so
out.
I'm
we could
answering.
me and you debate all
Time
the time.
out.
I promise I'll debate with you later.
Time
I
out.
promise you, you won't win though. Promise you.
Okay. I'll show you better
Okay.
than I can tell you. But okay.
Pause.
Well, I'll tell you
Pause.
when to show you. Sorry, this is your show. I don't mean
Love
to.
you too,
I
Mo.
don't want to bring this negativity. Someone called me, so I had to answer.
Mo, I'm joking. I'm messing with you. It's not that
I'm
serious.
joking too. Relax. It's no big deal.
Oh, okay.
Brianna, mute
Everybody
yourself
hugging
for one
because
second
I got you.
because I would make it echo. Thank you. What up, Coco?
hey
Listen, I
Cliff,
just
what's
want to
going
give you
on?
don't roll your eyes at me. Listen, I just wanted to say this to you because I don't feel you get your flowers. Even though you work my nerves, I feel like you deserve your flowers. I've been like since you've been doing your YouTube thing, you really changed the game, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like with the whole comment read, now everybody doing comment read with the even the way people interact with their fans. Like you started this whole platform of letting the people in the chat at least when it comes to this type of lane. And now you're seeing other YouTubers do it. So it's like hats off to you for even being a smaller YouTuber impacting the big ones. You know what I'm saying? So like I just wanted to give you your props because you don't really get them like people should give it to you.
Well, thank you, Cliff.
That's what now if I could come back on later, Mo is me and you. Have a blessed one.
Good. Well, thanks for the thank you, Cliff. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it.
And Paige is amazing. I don't care what none of y'all say. Paige is amazing. I'm out.
We love Paige, but she about to go back to the streets if she keep acting up. All right. Hey,
Oh
Brianna.
now. Hey girl. Ooh.
Hey.
Ooh, where do I begin? Oh, that whole conversation, the whole sit down, I think it was a bunch of BS.
Mm-hmm.
I think, in my opinion, I think Chris and Mercedes, they had like a whole game plan going on to try to stunt on Paige. But when
Girl.
then when Paige said that she could have possibly been pregnant, then that's when Mercedes was like, oh, okay, so you're not telling me the truth. And so I think she was like, I don't want anything to do with him because
That's
he's
what
a
happened.
liar.
Yup. She was in on it until she found out that they was having sex. So she
Sex.
found out that they
Well,
was
she
doing it
should have
wrong.
said, Paige should have said, we have sex every day,
All day.
all day, every day.
On the couch, in the kitchen, in the shower. Got it ready all down.
Child, I think this season is a hot mess. And if Chris is so rich, quote unquote, so rich, then he needs to buy some socks.
Girl, let's not get on them ashy ankles, honey.
Girl, I just, oof.
Ugh. Right? He make you want to do that, right? I knew I was going to be done with Chris this episode when he was talking to his pastor and he started playing with the phone. Girl, I was through then.
He's
I
a
almost
child.
passed out. I almost
He is
passed
a
out.
child.
Oh my gosh. I was surprised that they let him talk to them like that, because I could never imagine like me sitting in front of you and and you call me to talk to you,
Right.
and then you start looking at your phone, and it's just like, but that's the thing, like Chris only gets hype with women, but when it comes
Hmm.
to men, all of a sudden he doesn't speak English no more. He just only, like, nah, like as a man, or even just from woman to woman, you're not gonna talk to me crazy. Like, are you mad? Like,
Exactly.
and I'm a
Well,
man
he
of God.
he made
You
it seem
are.
like that the way they walked in, the way Mercedes walked in, you would have thought he told Mercedes that Paige wanted to talk to her.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was
That's
the
what I
vibe,
was
right?
thinking. Yes, and the way they even came in with their clothes, I was just like, what? Like, what is going on? Like, listen, I was just really
Mercedes.
disappointed. I was really disappointed with everybody in
Yeah.
this. Like,
I'm really not disappointed that much with Paige and Mercedes because they actually handled themselves
yeah,
very
that's
well.
true. It could
Yeah,
have
they
And
been
I
so
did.
do
much worse.
think that when Mercedes got blindsided and she realized what was really happening,
Yeah,
she understood it, and then she started taking up a page because he's like, oh,
yeah.
she's been rude the whole time.
Hmm.
She's like, how she's been rude the whole time. Then she like, oh, he's always irritated. Oh, he's always whatever, Chris. I was like, oh, she's so used to this. This is how
Hmm.
he normally acts. This isn't for TV. This is really him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could tell because the way the pastors were so calm about it. I was like, I've never seen a man get disrespected and just be calm. Like, oh, well, it's okay. You're just going to violate me. Never. They know him.
Hey, Amy.
Hey, everybody, how y'all doing?
Hey.
Oh my God, I wanted to call in because I have to apologize to everybody that I disagree with about Chris. I was one of the believers that almost like was hoping that he wasn't this bad. I really was.
Mm.
And I even gave him excuses like, well, maybe he's a little immature. But boy, I really realized I think they really thought they was going to run a scam on this show. And I'm
Yep.
mad that, and the reason why I held out so long because I was like, nobody would be that dumb. Nobody would be that crazy to come on this show. It's about marriage, the sanctity of marriage and trying something different. But marriage is the core of it all. They really try to play people. Like, I am so disgusted with him. And I'm so glad Paige got her like diva wings last this week because she really did need to put them in their place and she did. And
Oh,
the
she did it nice too.
She's real
nice,
nice.
nasty. That's
Hmm.
what I'm waiting for. Give him all that. But the thing that pissed me off is like the girl came and with him to do the dumb shit. What? Like, why would you a bird on the highest level of bird? I'm
Highest level.
so mad about that, and I'm mad that I even tried. Like Cliff left, but I was just like, has he conceded as the rest of the men? Because everybody was saying that we were being judgmental and all the rest of that stuff. But I can say I was wrong. Chris is a straight dog, diggity dog. He's horrible. And everybody who said he was that, please forgive me. You all were right. Have any of the men called back and apologized
Of
or
course
Not,
not.
no.
conceded in their wrongness? Because
Of
I'm
course not.
wrong. And I'm going to say I'm wrong.
Of course
Let
not.
me. I'm gonna tell y'all what my husband said. My husband, when he was watching it, right, the first time he said, "Ooh, he's smooth." Like he was like, "You can't even be mad at him, yo. Like he got it." Because that's a man thinking, right? So then at the last episode, he was like, "Yo, he did her dirty. He did her so dirty." Because you gotta think about it. Like men think like how men think. So they thinking like, "Oh yeah, he got her," right? And then when you really sit back and look at it, he was like, "Dang, that's messed up. He did her so dirty." And I'm like, "Yeah, now you see it different, huh? Now
Oh,
you see it
yeah.
Hmm.
different.
Oh yeah.
Selling dreams."
But it's
Hmm.
to me, I didn't think somebody was that bold to come on the show and do something like this. And I'm
Say
realizing
what?
that somebody is that bold. I didn't think somebody would be that bold. Like he straight up watched the show and said, "I'm gonna go on there and play all these people." I know he had it. That's because I was literally thinking like I watched other bad relationships on this like seasons, and I mean they You could tell they had some level of an intention to try to be married. They just became assholes. They couldn't stay married. I feel
Uh-huh.
like Chris planned to come on the show to do what he did. And he
Yeah,
just
but
got
that's
some
the
free sex
thing.
out of it.
Dr. Viviana talked about something. He duped all of us. Girl, how did he manage to do casting, production, all the experts? I mean, the experts though. Y'all supposed to be the experts. Y'all supposed to have went to school for reading body languages and
Mm.
all this other stuff, and y'all didn't see none of this about to happen. Okay, sure.
They should have never aired it just to put a hole in his whole plan. Like, just they should have never aired it because he's getting a certain level of like notoriety as the asshole from the show, but they shouldn't even gave him that.
But
Because
that's what
he
I
faked, I heard
said.
that they faked the pregnancy. She was out in Mexico
Oh yeah, she was
drinking and
throwing them
partying
shots.
Yes, he
and was not
was.
pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they
That's
said
what I
now they
heard.
said she had a miscarriage.
Girl, I believe it just like I believe that. No, they lying just like he lied to get on the show.
So
Right.
let me ask y'all this. Don't y'all think that he probably should have been disqualified once he found out he had a baby on the way because none of the participants is supposed to have children, right?
Is
So when
that a
he
thing?
found out he had a baby on the way, they should have just disqualified him automatically and been done with it.
Mm. Yeah, they should have.
They
Yeah.
should have. But I feel
I,
like they're working under different circumstances. This is COVID. They're just trying to make their bread. Like the world is different, so it's not like they could have operated in the same manner that they were doing before. And I feel like once they locked people in, they were locked in.
Mm.
And also when it comes, girl, hold on. I
And
feel
that
like
means
when it
Mercedes wasn't done with him either, obviously.
no,
Mercedes was
honestly,
part of
but
it.
like this is an all woman cat, like all women in this conversation right now. And this is all women, probably from all different age groups, walks of life that live in different areas. Now, I need each of you to answer me this question. If you were dating a man and you got pregnant by him and you broke up with him and just a few weeks later you found out like that he was married, would you be laughing and giggling and the same way Mercedes was? It was like it's either you're a robot or this is a lie.
But she did say in her post that sometimes you have to laugh through the pain.
yeah, she did say
So
that.
Okay,
you can
then
laugh
maybe
through your
she's
pain, but what are you doing in Mexico with him drinking
yeah.
and
Like,
having a
why
good
are
time?
you putting? But
Trying to
yeah,
make another baby.
like
Girl.
it's easy to say laugh through your pain after the fact because now you see how people are portraying you. But realistically speaking, you wouldn't sit there and be like, "Stop! Don't be mean. You're being mean."
I wouldn't
Oh,
even showed up because I would not want to talk to him yet. It would even if he is the father of my child, I'm only 6 weeks, right? I don't need to
yeah,
talk to you yet. I'm not. I can't even process the fact that you telling me you just got married and we just had sex 6 weeks ago and I'm having a baby. Like I don't even want nothing to do with you. Let me deal with this, and then you
exactly.
want me to meet down with your baby mama? I mean your wife.
That's what I'm.
Sorry.
That's what I'm saying. The way she was coming across, I was like, this don't even make no sense. Like, I can't remember who I was talking. They said that she was an airhead. I'm like, yeah, you're giving me airhead vibes. Do you even know what you're here for? Do you even know who you're meeting right now? Do you know what show
I
you're
feel
on?
like they
Yeah,
staged
I thought of
together.
that at first.
Like, sis,
Yeah.
you're not even showing me like, because apparently she's a person in media and like a media presenter or something. She works in media, but I'm like, girl, like, this is what I said. I'm not sure if you remember me from the last time I was on. I was like, that's what I said about don't look at people's jobs and education level as they are smart. Like you are looking real dumb. Like
Absolutely.
you're looking very silly right now. Like I don't care what
I think
job
we're
you have.
giving her too much benefit of the doubt. You gotta look at birds and fucking flock together. If he was on some
That
bullshit and he lied to get on this show, I think she was with it
Yep.
too to bring her ass up on there too. Don't
yeah,
put
that's
her
why
in
I
that
said she
Yep.
was
position.
looking
I don't
yeah,
believe for a second now.
Oh,
At first, I gave them too many options, too many breaks. I don't believe for a second that Chris is and her did. They both came up with this plan, and they both came on there trying to play Paige. And what happened was she wasn't
Yeah.
smart enough for Paige to and Paige put her in her place, and that's what they were mad about. That's why he was mad because he looked stupid. You brought a bird
uh-huh.
to the show, and she put your bird in the place. Put her back in the
Because he
cage.
said it. He said it though, Amy. He said this isn't going how I thought it was because Paige wanted to come out shooting. What you thought
yeah.
she was supposed to do? Sit there and
What do you
cry?
think she was gonna do?
He thought she was
That's
dumb.
my
And
point.
she was acting dumb because she wanted to get you, but she don't want you no more. Now you trying to make her look like a fool on TV. She was never dumb.
Chris really got mad when Mercedes said they wasn't working it out. That's when he got mad. He set up. He was like, He
Well,
had the Humpty Dumpty face on. He was upset. Okay, he was
that
like,
was
"Oh,
Miss
she
Shetty's
don't
trying to
ruined
say.
everything."
That was Miss Shetty's trying to save face because she thought she was gonna go in there and laugh in that girl's face, and that girl laughed right back in her face and put her back in her place, and that's why she tried to hurt me.
Hello?
But I don't want him. I don't want him. I never be baby girl. You don't have to want him. He brought you on his TV screen to try to play me, and you got played. Yes, I was sleeping with your man with no
Period.
condom. Now what?
Oh,
What you got to say? You little bird. Go
okay,
back in your
Come
cage.
on, Amy.
Go
you
back in
better
your
come
cage.
through, Amy, with the read.
That's all I'm saying. She thought she was gonna come in there, and he came. He pumped her up, talking about, "Oh, she pressing me. She want me. All we gotta do is make her look stupid on TV. We can do this." And you
Facts.
got played. She was
You
not
look way
dumb.
better
She
than
played
her.
dumb to be
Yup.
with you.
Facts. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And
That's
I
a
believe
fact.
they are the same person. Mercedes and him are the same person. And she came up there trying to be cute, and you look stupid.
Even
So
when she
that's
Okay.
said,
why you said we're not together. But guess what? She was still in Mexico drinking
period.
and hanging out with him. So you still on the same program. You still on the Stay Stupid program.
My good
Make it
sis.
make
Damn.
Don't,
sense, right?
yes, my good sis. Don't even worry about Mexico. The fact that you even came with this dude. You
Mm-hmm.
didn't. You came up with that comment on the fly because by the time Paige was like, "Oh, I might have been pregnant," she said, "By who?" What an arrogant question.
Like,
Mm.
who do
What
you
the
think?
the arrogancy. There's only one
Girl,
Pick
man in
your
this.
man. How about that?
Yeah, there's only one man in this room that is associated with the both of us,
Why
and
we
you're
the
would be
asking
stupid
me.
talking about us
clown
for
looking
Chris?
man sitting on the couch right there,
Right,
looking
my
dumb.
husband.
Him.
Yeah,
My
like
husband.
she was on some like no, but he said he wasn't he said I know she was thinking like, but my MAC makeup is right this time. It matches my skin tone. No, it doesn't matter. This man cheated on you. No matter whether you get
No.
to match your face and your
How
neck and
about
your neck and your legs and everything, it don't
you
matter.
can't? Chris did. He planned it, but he didn't plan it right. When you
He
put two
didn't.
women in a room together, you put a target for Paige, and Paige knows how to run those type of situations.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, you're going to make your girl look dumb for the simple fact that you brought her on TV to sell a scam that didn't make no damn sense.
That's a fact.
You look
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
so she was going to look dumb anyway.
That's
But
a
you
fact.
thought that Paige was going to play stupid and kind through the whole get up and make her look even dumber when she needs to. No, I'm glad she woke up right now. Hold up. Put my glasses back on. I see clearly now.
I
Nigga, you
kind of
ain't shit.
I kind of wish she would have bulked up when he was talking over her because I was like, yo, like when he was like, I can't wait to go to dinner and dinner. I wish she would have
Oh, read
hulked
my
up. Just
Bible.
yeah, I wish she would have hulked up just a little. Like all that nice, nasty, let's keep it classy thing has its place. And then sometimes Nuck if you buck also
All
has its
right.
place. You can't
Right?
sit here and just have a man sit here and be like, oh, no,
Mm.
I'm not like I said in the last time I was on this live. I've never yelled at my man. I don't yell at my man, but also my man has never jumped out of his neck,
Mm.
jumped out of his own facial structure to talk to me the way Chris was. And maybe if my man was talking to me the way Chris was, it would have been a nuck if you buck situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pick your
I feel
man.
like she
But
played it right. Paige played it right because if she would have got aggressive, you see what Chris did to Virginia and them.
I didn't
Jumping
say
up and
aggressive.
cursing
I
and
just said
acting
said
crazy.
something. She didn't
No, but
say
she put them in their
nothing.
place. Paige knows
Not
what
what
she
he
was
did
doing.
to Virginia and them.
No, but remember how
Yeah.
he got smart and started calling Virginia a drunk and all the rest of that stuff. You don't know what he could have said to her if she would have started cursing at him. But she can't. She played it classy because they were trying to play her classy. Like, listen, nice, nasty, classy. We're together now. We have a baby. We're sorry. Your feelings are hurt. That's how they were trying to
Girl, my
play
in
it.
the hood ride would have came all the way
My
out. I'm
Uncle Rat
sorry.
would have
Hello?
flourished.
And Paige just
It would have
woke up and said, "Oh,
flourished.
they trying to play me like I'm somebody on the street asking for change, nigga. Please, I didn't come in
Exactly.
here. You got me
I'd have
all
been
the
like, oh,
way
you got
twisted.
me effed up. What you saying though? Okay.
Got me all the way twisted. That's why I was like, I really didn't want to believe that he was that dumb, and the woman who showed
Yeah.
up with him was that dumb. But they really thought they were gonna play the whole damn crowd of millions of people.
Yeah.
Really?
And I
You
feel
don't
And
like
need
then
to be
she
that
ended up being
arrogant.
her friend at the end, y'all.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't say that she should like curse or yell or fight him. But honestly, you are a female in a male scenario, so yeah, you don't know if he's gonna act up. But you are surrounded by cameras, you are surrounded by security, you are surrounded by producers. I would have lost my cool. I would have said something. I would have violated him. I would have talked about his mama. I would have talked about his
Girl,
father. I would have
not his
talked about
mama
his.
though.
I
But
would
that's
have
what
talked
Chris
about.
wants. Chris
Let
want
me
to play
keep it
off your
real. I would have
anger.
talked about his hips. I would have talked about everything from under the
His
sun.
wrinkled forehead,
Everything
Girl,
from
his
under the
fake
sun.
curls.
And I would
his
have played
lace
it on
front.
some like, and I really would
A
have played it
lace
like I'm
front?
period. And I would have
You
laid
gotta
it on
learn.
some like petty stuff, on some, I'm mad not for me, but I'm mad that you got this girl pregnant and you playing her out. So I would have kept the girl on my side. And I would have
Right.
just been egging him. Like, you got this bad, beautiful, wonderful, straight hair, late edges, late. And I would have went
No, them
off
edges
on
was
her
not
behalf.
laid. Cut it out, Mo. Them
I
edges
didn't say
was
I was
not
telling the
laid.
truth. I didn't say I was telling the truth. I said I was just being petty to make sure that she stayed
I
on my
don't.
side. You feel me?
I
Like,
didn't
big
like.
her up.
I've never disliked a female like in that moment. I disliked her so
Nah.
much. So it's
So
the
what
way
it,
Really?
because she was
I
laughing
think
in
it's the
Paige's
way she
face.
came in.
Yeah.
All that
She shouldn't.
laughing, I
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't care. No, you ain't gonna laugh
Towards
in
the
my
end, I
face.
was fine with her. It was the way she came in. It's once she got humbled, once she realized that you being played too, sis. That's when I started liking her because that's when she realized she was being played too.
I mean, she could feel that way,
Yeah.
but she still was in Jamaica. Was still in Mexico drinking tequila, and that's where I'm like, no, you got them right. You pegged them right. They both a bunch of birds. He, he's a mess, and she's a mess. And I would have.
Hot
I'm
mess.
gonna calm myself down because every time I think about it, I
Don't,
want to just
girl,
go
turn
off.
up. Turn up. This is the
I
time.
want
Do
to go
it.
off on him. You gotta have a damn
Turn up.
nerve.
Turn up.
Oh, Oscar. Oh, goodness. He just pissed me off. He's a whole mess. He's not even that cute to be acting like that. Your whole
No one
your
is that
thing
cute
with
to be acting like that.
Y'all,
Nobody,
your
I'm
thing
anybody.
telling
with
y'all what it is. I told
Tell
y'all what it is, okay? It's the D. The D gotta be good. It gotta
Can
be.
I tell you?
you
No,
believe
but
that?
maybe
I
no,
don't
because
want to, but I feel like at this point, what other choice do we have to go off of?
I don't want to believe
honestly,
that.
D never had me hypnotized for nothing because
Hell
it's just
no, not
D.
like that.
Like, I've never met a woman. I've never met a woman hypnotized off D. I've met a woman hypnotized off of affection. I've met
Yeah,
a woman hypnotized off of attention. I've met a
yeah.
woman hypnotized off of the desire for love and to feel needed, but I've never met a woman hypnotized off of the actual D itself. It's what the D is attached to, because D is cool. Like, you can get it from the store. Like,
I'm
you could
sorry. I
do
saw the picture in his pants. It didn't look that big to me. I
prop.
may be
Yeah,
looking
like,
at
he
me like a
lost.
fool on
Yeah.
TV. I saw the
People
print.
with big
His
Oh
D
pants
don't
was
even
Lord.
say
ridiculous.
nothing. The bigger the D, the less the words. They don't even say nothing. They be the ones minding their business, not even talking, because they know what
Speak
it
on
is.
it. Speak on
Yeah.
it. I saw
I'm
the
just
dick
gonna keep
print.
it
It wasn't
real.
that
Like,
big.
And then my thing is, like, you continue to have sex with him after he told you that his ex is pregnant.
I've never in my life.
I really feel like
Like, he
Paige
must got that.
saw
He
a
has that
bigger.
community ping.
No, I really feel like Paige saw he got money. He's doing well. I can kind of take some of these hits. But once she realized we brought the chick up here, then she realized she got played and she went accordingly. But she did play dumb for a very long time, but people didn't think the girl had a brain. It wasn't until you saw it. It was like, oh, she do got a brain. It took a minute because she allowed him to play her. Because I really feel like she looked at all of the little pieces like, well, I can work with that. I can work with that. It was some desperation going on there.
Oh,
But
for
at
sure.
the end of it, it's like he's not even that dude. No,
He's
he's not.
not.
He's not. He's still on love. He's still on Married at First Sight. He's not that big of a business minded. Like he getting that
Yeah.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he getting that type of money, he ain't got time to be on no show.
P-
Please believe.
And that's on period.
So I mean, like I think Paige. I don't know. She probably played herself, but hopefully, girl.
No, Paige played herself. That's not a discussion. Like, she has played herself.
She
Can she
did.
redeem herself? Yes.
Paige still playing
But
herself.
is she?
Yeah.
How's
Yeah,
she still
because it
playing?
We
looked
need
like
to
she going
remove him,
back.
and we need you to put him really in his
Oh, yeah.
place. We need
I
to
think that when it
no more nice nasty. Cuss his ass out on the reunion.
when I saw that, when like the next episode thing, like, I feel like at some point things have to be producer worthy. Like, Paige didn't know this man. So that's why I'm saying that if she came to this meeting with the wife, or not the wife, the ex-fiance, I would have been like, sis, I don't even know this man. I met him like a few days ago. I'm sorry that you're pregnant and you're chained to this man for life. Me, I'd have Michael Jackson moonwalked out that mug so quick, because I don't know this man. Like, Paige, I'm pretty sure that's not the first person that Paige has slept with. She was walking around with her papers. So, like, she is an active person. For her to, you know what I'm saying, to actively be able to check. Like, at a certain point in my life, I was not actively able to check, because for what? I was not actively doing anything. But if you are, that means that you have sex with other men. So she shouldn't have been like, I gave myself. You gave yourself before. Michael Jackson won't walk out this mug. You
That's
don't
what
know
I'm
this.
saying. As for the beginning, the reason why I was on his side. 'Cause I was thinking nobody would be that crazy to come on the show and be that foolish to think they can like get all
Yeah.
of us. Not just it takes more than just convincing her. You got to convince all of us that you're not there for a lie. Like
Yeah.
after a
One
while,
second, guys.
like
One one second. Hi everyone that's just visiting the chat. If you guys did not like this video, please like this video. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel because I mean, like, it's lit over here. Like, why not? Right? Okay. Also, the link is in the chat. Anybody is welcome to come up and say how you feel. My review is my opinion, and this is your chance to get your opinion out there. You're more than welcome. Every opinion is appreciated, whether you agree or disagree. There is no shame or hate over here. Only thing that I ask is be respectful, okay? Okay. Okay, you guys, back to the conversation.
All right.
Please like.
but yeah, I'm just like, girl, I don't know. I'm like, I just didn't think he takes more than just fooling her and some producers. You got to fool all of us to not like you. Like your mask fell off within the second or third episode.
But the mask fell off like literally the first episode. As soon as they got married.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
remember we all was saying before they even got married that he wasn't gonna like her. Oh, he was superficial. Oh, he was always talking about his money. He was bragging all the time. We was talking about all this before he even met Paige. That's why it was hard for me to believe Dr. Viviana talking about something. Oh, we didn't. I could smell arrogance a mile
Arrogant.
away, and we didn't get that from him. You mean we saw it in the first episode and you didn't see it at not one time y'all was talking to this man and y'all was supposed to be vetting him and you supposed to be the freaking therapist?
Can I say something about Dr. Viviana?
Sure.
She did a video. I think she was maybe like while she was getting ready or something, but she was
I
just like,
saw it.
Yeah.
it's just that she's arrogant.
Oh, yeah, she said, I don't
Yeah, she
understand why
Like
is.
people
when
are
I was
so
when
invested
I
in
was
this.
watching her, I was like, the level of arrogance you have that you don't even. It's just a show, you guys. Relax, calm down.
Show. It's fine.
I
It's
was
somebody's
like,
life and we watching it.
you probably maybe you should have been paired with Chris. Arrogance loves arrogance, so you can't say I smell arrogance a mile away. Do you smell yourself? What
Okay.
what do you use? Because
Like,
all
she
you
needs her
do is
license removed, revoked.
Hey, thanks for
Uh,
joining us.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So,
Sorry for ambushing mid-conversation.
Hey, what's up?
No, it's
you're
fine.
more than welcome.
You're
More than
good.
welcome.
You're good.
So if you guys don't know, Slay also reviews Married at First Sight over on his channel. You all should go over there and check it out. He's
What
not
is his
as
channel?
ratchet as me, but he's still good.
Can you put his channel in the description box? I want to watch his stuff. I like watching reviews.
Well, put your link in the matter of fact,
For sure.
to Ellie, can you get Slay's link? Because I think if he posted, they're gonna take it out. Can you just link his link for me, please, down in the chat so that everyone can get over there and check him out? Okay, so what you got to say?
How awesome is Chris? Like, he's got to be the worst contestant of all time, right?
Good.
Like,
The best.
I've been thinking back on, like, I haven't watched
I
every
mean, the
season
best
from
one
the
by
start,
far.
but like, who is even in the realm of Chris for like how terrible the people are on this show? It just it blows my mind. Like everything, like there's no good qualities, no redeeming qualities whatsoever. So
Definitely.
So what do you think about, how do you feel about the Mercedes issue? Do you think she's pregnant? Do you think this was a setup?
I definitely think it was a setup in terms of whether she's pregnant or not. I think somebody got pregnant. I just don't know if it was her. Like that's like, I don't think that that's a lie, but like whether Chris was the father, I don't know. Like whether it was Mercedes, I don't know. Like I think this was it's all to some degree staged, because what is the rationale behind Mercedes coming on the show?
Thank
like
you.
she benefits. Yeah, besides getting her 15 minutes, like that's the only thing that makes any sort of sense whatsoever to me.
Right.
Oh, I see somebody else just hopped on here.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I could think of. So like I feel like it was all a plan to begin with. But Paige broke the plan up and then turned Mercedes against him.
Yeah, that conversation was hilarious to watch. Like Chris just sitting there in the corner, and I'm like, Chris, you were the one who asked for this conversation. You phoned Paige, and like when he phones Paige, his intent is that that's not on camera. That conversation is just with Paige to set that up. Like that's not like, because if he wanted to do it all public, he would have gone to Paige, right? Like he has that opportunity. So like
really, you think that he was? You don't think it was the intent for us to hear the phone conversation?
I don't think so.
Can I say a conspiracy theory that I have? I feel like Chris knows that Paige that we heard on the phone, but Paige never presents that when they're like on, because like she was like, yeah, fuck the, but then when you see her on TV, all of a sudden she's like, yeah, it's such an unfortunate situation happening right now. So it's just like Chris knows that girl, so it would behoove him to be like, yo, Mercedes, we about to bounce, and I need you to show out because she might come out as the Paige I know. That's
the behind the scenes page.
The behind the scenes page. So I think that Mercedes was ready to get nuck, like was ready to buck. But then when she saw that, oh, she's being nice about it, Mercedes was out for herself. She's like, I'm gonna hop on the winning team, and because she's not acting buck right now, I'm gonna join her side, because of course they would look at him like he's a bad guy. So let's just jump. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna be with him, but we literally are gonna hop on a flight to Mexico after this scene and take hella shots. So that's what's gonna happen. She was definitely out for herself. Because you think Chris never saw that side of her? You think?
Oh, he had to.
Had to.
He had to in that private conversation.
Yes, they had sex every single day. You think I didn't see that Paige would be that type of person until she said it. So do you know how much he probably has seen about her that we haven't? She's not over here doing the whisper song like we think she's doing. She over here doing other stuff.
Hi, see. Okay, Shea Bella.
Shy, hey.
Hi, Shy. Y'all know I be butchering names. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. I'm sorry. Hi, girl.
Hey, look, she might be on to something because Paige sure came there busted, and that's just not how I would have came unless I was getting ready to fight or scrap with somebody. So I think Paige must have been coming there with some type of intent, because she was looking real rough, like she didn't get the message that everyone was gonna be dressed up. I'm just saying, I would have been dressed to the nines, honey. Period. I mean, come on now, Paige.
Right. I said that in the live the night when it went off. Oh, look at the little doggy. I said, listen, I would have came in there. My hair would have been laid. Okay. My makeup would have been beat to the guys. My dress, my outfit, I would have been slaying. Okay.
I would have came in the wedding dress like, oh, this whole thing, this is what I married. Right. A producer would have been holding my string.
That's right. And then when she was like, oh, who's the father? I would have been like, my husband would have been the father. Exactly. That's who would have been my husband, honey. Come through.
I'd have been like, that's my husband.
Flash that ring. That's why I said, you gonna stop trying me. I'd have been like, excuse me, girl, your baby daddy. He's the father.
Right.
Let me ask you, because you're a guy, right? Yeah. What do you think obviously, right? So what do you think what do you think Chris' intention was for actually having them two sit down? Thinking like a guy would think you were in that situation.
My first thought with him doing that was, I want to show off Mercedes. I want to say like, hey, look at this chick that I had, that I got back, that I got pregnant, and like he's there to show off, and it did not go that way for him.
So you think he was there to just show her off?
Yeah.
Yeah, get her 15 minutes of fame, and show her off. Absolutely, I think like what else? Like what else is his intention there? Like anything else blows up. I mean, it blew up in his face anyways.
It was supposed to be, they were going to come and pretend like we're united front for this baby, but it really was, he was doing so much better before this show. It was like they
Yeah.
want to do a nice, nasty, oh, we're sorry we hurt your feelings. And it was to show her off. It's just that Paige woke up at that moment and said, no, oh, I'm going to make her look dumb. If anything, you can make me look like I'm desperate. I'm going to make your girl look dumb, which makes her flip and say, oh, no, I'm not dumb. I'll just act like
Yep.
he's just a bad guy. So I don't look
Mhm.
bad on camera, which made Chris look bad. And he had no
Mhm.
other angle to run with. So that's why he was pissed.
Mhm.
Because it didn't go in his favor. Because they were coming to say, we're so sorry for your pain. That's what they wanted to do together.
Yep. Because when she was like, "I'm glad you're in a good headspace now," I'm like, "What?
Mm.
I'm glad you're in a good headspace now." I don't know how Paige did it, but then again, I'm not strong enough to apply for Married at First Sight, nor do I need to. So it's just like, you're not gonna tell me I'm glad you're in a good headspace.
They tried to talk to her like a child.
They really
Look, baby,
did.
Yeah,
They
they
really
did.
here's a
did.
piece of food
They
for your
tried
hard
to.
work. Excuse
Yeah.
what? I was pissed. When I saw that, I was
Mhm.
like, are y'all really trying to play this girl like some woman on the street asking for change?
Like an
Like,
orphan. Yeah. Like,
yes.
shout out to the orphans though. Like, no offense to
Yeah,
orphans. But
but they try to play her like she was some needy, begging woman on the street, but they're gonna go on with their lives.
yeah.
I'm sorry that you're in destitute. That's how they
Yeah.
try to play her, and it
Yeah.
was to show off his girl. And I really feel like that's why he told her to get really dressed up and look. Well, that's probably the best. Put on a sexy dress
Uh-huh.
after. But to me, that's what I saw. And then when she was laughing, it was very funny, but not funny because I was sleeping with him without a condom. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was happy that she did. Because I was like, it was not you. How you gonna try to play somebody who really didn't know that y'all were on game time? He came to the show and lied. That was wrong.
I just want to know if Paige was forced to come to this sit down, or if it's like contract, like she has a contract that like you have to show up, because it's just like,
Look,
the baddest thing for me would have been to just not say anything, not show up ever again, and just let it fade. Like, let this moment pass. Cause it's just like, dang, where are Paige's family members? Where are her two
Yeah.
fathers? Because she had a father and a stepfather show up to the wedding. Like, you got two daddies. Where are they at? Jump him. Like, what is going on? Like, they should have band together and just met Chris where he's lived at. But it's just a shame that this is all occurring, to be truthfully honest.
I
Yeah,
wonder
it could have
if
been
she
my
could have.
family. My family would have been on his ass.
On it.
I wonder if he could have walked away from the beginning. Like I saw her coming down the aisle and been like, "No, that's it. I'm gonna pay my 100,000 and be out."
And it would have been better for him to do that.
It would have
Yeah.
because other people have done that. They saw the person and they were like, "I don't like this person. I'm not attracted to them." They, even though they stayed through the contract, they didn't. Sometimes they did consummate it, but it took them a minute to even do that. He consummated the marriage within the same night. For somebody not to be not attracted to someone, it just wasn't
Yeah.
making any sense.
let me ask y'all. All right, I want to move on from Paige and Chris for a little bit because they taking up too much time. They getting on my fucking
Thank
nerves.
you.
Okay.
Right.
There's other couples on
So
the
let's.
show.
Oh yeah, there really is. Y'all want to know what's funny? The simple fact that Paige and Chris had the last 10 minutes of the episode, and that's all we can seem to talk about.
Yeah, they say this all. We all got conned. Everybody's on. Like we don't even think about the rest of the couples. Like Vince and Brianna, I actually like them.
All right, so let's see. Slay, what do you think about Ryan and Clara? Because I feel like they are so hard to read.
So like
They
we
are.
got that first little glimpse of Clara, and I don't think we've seen that woman the entire season. Like, we saw this like loud, very outspoken woman, and then she got married, and she's just kind of been going on Ryan's ride. And I'm not sure that that's satisfying for her. I mean, at this point in the season, like, she's very explicitly saying, like, I want to have sex. I want to have sex with my husband, and he won't. He won't. And I'm very concerned in that regard that the Clara that was in the first episode, she hasn't shown up the rest of the season, and that's concerning because, like, what happens when she shows up, and that's not who Ryan was looking for.
Do you think that Ryan has a real reason for not dealing with Clara sexually, or do you think, for one, do you think that she's down there, pleasuring him,
It,
okay,
it,
and
it
he's just
sounded
not
like
returning the
some.
favor?
It sounded like some stuff's happening. Like they skirted around a little bit, but they said pretty much they've done everything but sex. So like stuff is happening, but just
Right,
not
but
sex.
she's not
So
satisfied, so I'm assuming that he's not satisfying her.
yeah, he needs some more practice, I guess. Maybe some
But okay,
instruction.
do you think? Because a lot of people ask me that they think that Ryan might play for the other team. Can you see that being it?
No,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Mm,
I don't buy that for a second. You know, he crosses somebody very socially awkward, and
mm,
I category too. Like I see him doing a lot of stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I'd do in that situation. And I mean, it's just him being socially awkward. It's not that he's uh, plays for the other team. I think he's totally missing a lot of the social cues, and like people have said, like, hey, you have to be very direct. You got to be very direct with him, and almost gives me not as bad, but a little bit of Henry vibes. That like he's just oblivious to what's going on.
Mm-mm.
I think he's scared.
so what do y'all think?
He's scared
He's scared?
of
You think
He
everything.
might be a virgin.
scared she gonna put it on him?
No, I think he's scared of everything. I think he's scared of trees. I think he's scared of air. I think he's scared of himself. I think he's just scared. Like the level of, like I said it before, like the level of fear. I have like a wicked spirit of discernment. Whenever I could just see a person's face, and it's like I've been told by my family, if I see a person's face, I could know he's scared. Like some type of fear has been put in him. I don't know when it started because he said he had class clown or whatever, and I was like, where? Like something might have happened to him, kind of like maybe like a Haley, like you fell in love at 12 and he didn't like you anymore and you don't date anyone ever after that because when you get hurt you don't know how to recover. And there's a lot
Mm.
of people like that. Like I can be socially awkward, my man is socially awkward, I know a lot of socially awkward people, but socially awkward people don't put down other people like Ryan does. As in, if you don't do things his way, it's wrong. If you don't do things his way, it's bad, it's immoral, it's um, like he really puts down other people in a way that he wants to heighten himself in like this false sense of like higher standing that he thinks he has of himself. So it's just like I feel like he's stemming more from a place of maybe his parents influenced him, but his parents seem more laid back than him, or something had to have happened in his life. I'm not here to like diagnose people, but I feel like that's just what I'm getting from him.
Also, don't think Clara has been standing up for herself. And
Oh,
when Ryan's saying all these things that are, not intentionally, but they're exactly the kind of person Clara is. Like I think that was 2, 3 episodes ago, and he had the comment about, basically you can't just run your mouth. And Claire's sitting there thinking, well, I run my mouth all the time. Like,
yeah.
what's wrong? What are you saying? There's something wrong with me that you don't like me?
No,
And
Ryan
I,
just
I would
didn't want to
like to
get
see
beat
her.
up. Ryan don't want to get beat up behind Clara, running her mouth. The way Eric almost did running his mouth for Virginia.
I mean, like, I feel like people say that, like, he isn't attracted to her, but I also feel like he is not emotionally connected. Even when you look at his eyes, they're very shifty. Like, it's always like he's looking in the room for something negative to happen. Um, Even when he was like, I'll take a drink for Clara, like, if you rewind and look at his eyes while he was doing that, it's just like, why are you looking for the expression of other people in the room? Like, to see how they will react to you taking everyone is taking a shot, Ryan. Relax. He might not be attracted to her also. But I also feel like Clara has what a lot of other women have, which is similar to Paige and not much different of, well, I'm going to make things look perfect in public. Because anytime she's talking to the girls, she's like, oh, we're good, we're great, we're wonderful, yes. And it wasn't until this episode that we start to hear her say words like, that old man comment is annoying. But like when we're in person and she sees people, she will cover up his stuff. Oh, my husband said we should. My husband said, my husband said, my husband said. So I feel
Hmm.
Claire is one of those people where she will cover things up and not really say what's actually happening because of the man that she's with.
Yeah, I feel like Ryan has a lot of boundaries that he don't agree with. That's
Yeah.
why they was always trying to keep everything, even the intimacy, on the low. And
Yeah.
they try to, do that. And I think she's totally different because she's so spontaneous. She's very outspoken. She's ready to like just, take on a night. He wants to be asleep by 9 o'clock. He wants to consider himself an old man. She's like, I'm tired of hearing about this old man. Like, you're not old, bro. Like, chill.
Yeah.
Live a little.
Yeah. Like young people would take your youth if they had an opportunity and switch with a real old person and you'd be climbing back to your 20s so quick. Like you would be climbing back to be young. Like you're able to do things and have fun and experience life. And
It just hit me.
what?
Okay. So remember he said that he thinks of his grandmother and grandfather's relationship, of
Hmm.
like the perfect relationship of how they on the couch and they watch TV together and they do
Hmm.
these things together and it's just them two.
Hmm.
I think he looks at that them being older and he sees what they look like happy at this state now in their life. He thinks that that's what his like marriage is supposed to be in his state in order for him to have a happy marriage. It's like he wants to imitate his grandparents.
But even his friends think he got a stick in his booty. So it's like that's not your
Hmm.
relationship. That's your friends. If your friends even think you're uptight, then like what's going on? But I definitely agree with that. That makes perfect sense actually.
It just makes sense to me because every time he thinks when he talk, even when he's talking to her about their his idea of what marriage or what happiness look like, it's like, oh, I look at my grandmother and grandfather and they just be so happy sitting on the couch watching their show, or they do this and then like they go to bed at 9 o'clock and then the house is shut down. And I feel like that's the idea of what great marriage should be like. We should really go to sleep at 9:30 together. And we should watch TV and hold hands together.
I
And Clara's like, oh no, not gonna work.
I
I think that he is OCD,
yeah.
and it was obviously caused by something in his life where at some point his parents let him feel like it was not okay to be out of control, because everything that he does is like in a certain system. He might not have the neatest apartment, but bedtime, I gotta have bedtime by this certain time. I gotta do this by this certain time. He gets anxious, and so I don't know what happened to him. With what he might, it could have been something simple as spilling the milk and somebody yelling at him, and he just like freaked out. But something's going on with Ryan. I just don't.
All right, let's move on. Let's go to Jacob and Haley. Slay, what do you think about Jacob and Haley?
Oh, that is just a disaster waiting for to happen. And like, I think on any other season, like they would be a headline couple because like they're a mess. Like how are they supposed to make things work out? Like, especially you think of the accusations thrown around in Vegas, like just like delete everything else that we've seen from them. Like, if you start throwing those accusations around within what your first week of being in a relationship, that relationship is over. Like it doesn't matter if they're true or false. Like how did Jacob make that leap? And like I get it. He's like, oh, somebody did this to me in the past, and they had a secret boyfriend. Therefore, Haley did something similar. She has a secret boyfriend as well.
But yeah, it was
Yeah,
a real big leap, right? It
ridiculous.
went
It's
from her having a
hugely.
whole boyfriend.
Michael
Yeah, and like how quickly that relationship turned on the moment they had sex. They slept together, and Haley was just like, "Nope, I'm out." Like, cause she was cool before that. Like, she was going along with all his '80s garbage. She was laughing at his jokes that were not even remotely close to being funny, and like they were doing good. And then they had sex, relationship over. That's
Do
what
you think
happened.
it was because of the sex though?
I think I don't know if it was because of the sex. I think it was that they, well, at least Haley regretted the decision on how it happened.
Oh, you think, hey, she regretted actually having sex, not the
Yeah,
outcome after
because I
sex.
think there was some alcohol involved. One thing led to another, and then they're going to need a divorce now.
They're gonna need a divorce now.
And I feel like it's kind of arrogant for Jacob to not be able to put the pieces together. Because even when he was talking to his friend, to her friends, like, it would have been like, okay, so when did it stuff start going downhill after you had sex? Okay.
I honestly, I just thought the sex was bad, and she was like, nah.
But can I say
I
to
think so.
you that a man can't, or not even, look, first of all, let me not even say a man. It's crazy that Jacob, specifically Jacob, can't comprehend, like, when did this stuff start really going so after sex? So instead of me to ask, was
No,
it
he said it. He told her friends that. He said when they was in the kitchen at the house, he said after we had sex, she started being like distant.
yeah, but he never connected it to it could
I
have
think he
been.
connected it. He just didn't want to say it on camera because then it's
You
like,
know what?
Mm-hmm.
That's
as a man, like my sex game is trash, and like, and honestly, I don't even think it could have been that it was trash. I think it just was trash, the two of them together. Because sometimes you can have the best sex game that there is, but there's also another person involved.
chemistry.
So
Well,
like,
maybe she was not good.
She
But what
definitely
if he
was.
was bad? Because I mean, he did say ask her if she was cheating. So I'm just looking at the pattern here. Okay, the last person he was with cheated on her. Is his sex game trash? So this is everybody that he get with cheats on her, and
well, also you can't say that it's the sex because people have a type and a pattern. Like you like for instance, Paige, she always got women that treat her like a dog. So like that's what you like, that's what you attract. So for me, I think Haley is always a bridesmaid, never a bride, because she got a bridesmaid mentality.
Mhm.
And what I mean by that is, when you go to the wedding, you a bridesmaid, you might hook up with a groomsman or two, and then you go about your business. Haley don't want to be with nobody. She wanted to get married because all of her friends are getting married, and she feels left behind.
It's what you're supposed to do in life,
Yeah,
right? That's the
yeah,
thought.
it's very much Southern culture. Southern, like by 28, you should be married on your second kid. Like to me, I don't think she was the right person for this show. I think Jacob should have been paired with Paige, but I don't know if Paige wanted a white man because that's
mm,
and the
Paige
reason
white man, just not Jacob.
to me, like that's what I wish like black women would get out of. Like I'm all for the black love. Like my goal in life is to marry a black man, have black ways, live our black life. But if that doesn't come in that form, that's okay. And I think like a lot of times you got to get okay with that.
Yeah.
Say you single? Say
No, no, no.
mm,
I,
eh.
okay.
I'm happily married.
Yeah.
Wait, let me ask you this because you're a man. So if you were Jacob, would you connect it to it being bad sex? And would you mention it?
I would not mention it on camera. I don't, because like it's a blow. It's like an ego thing, right? But like, how can you not make that connection? Because it was like immediate. It was the sex, and then all of a sudden Haley wants nothing to do with you. Like it's impossible not to make the connection, and
So,
that's
And he's
like
so
not.
you
he
think Jacob's
knows.
just not mentioning it?
He knows.
I
Oh,
don't
he
think
knows?
even off camera. And I also think Jacob isn't the type of person that could be very, is this the right word, introspective? I don't think he's the type of person.
Mhm, that's the right word.
I
Yeah,
don't think that he's
I don't
that
think he is either.
person. Like you're so to yourself that you can't see anything outside of yourself. Like it's almost impossible. I have a sauna in my house. I have a beach in my house. I have the moon in
Mhm.
my house. I have the stars in my house. I have the everything is in your,
Jacob will talk about Jacob all day if you let him.
and
And
he won't
yes,
even like. I feel like if he would have mentioned it off camera, which is a very valid thing, like it would have been able to have been solved on camera without even having to mention it because they would have been past it by then. But it's just like you're not even thinking of, oh, was the sex okay? Did you?
Do you think he asked her? Let's be honest. Do y'all think that he probably asked her?
I
Did
think
it
he
have
asked her,
anything
like
to do with the sex?
I
No,
think he
No.
asked in so many ways. Like he asked without asking. You get what I'm saying?
he
But
asked so she could tell him, but she not gonna do that.
she ain't either because she just like how she didn't tell him that they were all downstairs eating dinner. She don't want to be bothered by him.
Yeah, and she doesn't like confrontation because
She doesn't.
you notice how when he walked into the bedroom when they first entered the house, and then she was like what or whatever she was saying. Then he came out and he's like on some. You see the way she backed up. Like you see the way she walked back when he was walking towards her, and he's like, "We have the real world and Haley's bull." Am I allowed to say that? Bull s. And he was walking towards her, and she backed up like he was gonna attack her a little bit. Like it was like a nervous backup. Like, oh, I'm gonna get in his way. And I was like, "Girl, why are you backing up like that? Like, not coming for you."
She definitely got some issues in the past.
does.
And to
Like
me,
when you're 12, girl, get over it. It happened when you were in school.
Absolutely. And one thing that I noticed about Jacob is his obsession with the 80s. I feel like the reason he has this obsession is because just like Ryan has his views on his grandparents' marriage, to me, I don't know if his parents are still together or what, but there was something that happened to him during the 80s that has caused him to stay stuck in the 80s. I don't know if it was you were molested, you had this, that. So you picked a time where you were happiest.
Yeah.
And you live in that time. Because he is very self-aware to a point. And so when you sit there and you go through in the Rolodex, there's something that happened to him, whether it's conscious or unconscious, that has caused him to stay in this one frame of mind and this one period. And
I said that.
Yeah, and
I said I don't know what happened to him in the 90s that he was like, I want to go back to the 80s and stay there.
Whatever
like,
happened to me in 2020, because I'm trying to go back to 2020. Nah, that was you feel me?
All right, y'all, let's move on. Let's go to Eric and Virginia. Now, y'all might not agree with me, and y'all say what y'all wanted to say, but I like them, and I think they're going to work, and I really feel like they might be running up for my favorite couple because Brianna and, what's the name, making me feel iffy-ish about both of them. Okay, but I like Virginia and Eric together. Separate, they're a piece of work, but I like them together.
I feel as long as Eric continues to buckle, they'll be fine.
I love that scene last week where he's on the balcony with Virginia's friend, and she's like, he's like, I got one piece of advice for you: don't be controlling. And it was hilarious because that's all he's been. Like the whole.
But that's because Virginia, was sitting down having pillow talk with her male best friend. Talking about something. He's controlling. And I was like, that's the one she be crashing on the couch with.
Yeah, it was something by him. It was something by him that said he waiting for his opportunity.
It's not something. He literally said it. He's like, I was waiting for her to come back and say this was a joke. He said that to him. Like, I was waiting for her to
because he's
chilling. Because he's already seeing you as the villain. So what makes you think that he won't alley-oop when she's like, he's been controlling for the last time. He's been gone for so long. And then he'll be like, I'll make you feel better. You're right. He is the Yeah, like if the man is already seeing you as a villain, you're done. Because
and you can tell he doesn't respect the marriage or the process. Like he gives me old girl vibes from last season. Him and his friend that was like, I'm not gonna respect the marriage because it's not. To me, Eric, he does give daddy vibes, but he wants a very specific wife, and Virginia will not be that. And Virginia needs to go to rehab.
Yeah,
I will keep saying that. He isn't. Yeah, he's very insecure because men and women can be friends, but there's a line. There's a line that you don't cross. And Virginia, she been skipping, hopping, jumping, hurdling, doing 5Ks over that line.
Yeah, like it's the point where it's like, even if you don't have a man, even if you don't have a man, like, are we still getting drunk to the point where we pass out? That's what we're doing. And we
pass out in random places, random houses.
Like that's just.
No, I do this Zoom sometime in a professor group that I'm in, and we were all talking about this the other night. Virginia, not even just the friends. I don't think the friends would try anything because I don't think they got enough balls. But what if they got somebody over at their house?
Exactly.
Now you didn't put yourself in a situation that you didn't even have to be in. And why are you drinking this much? And then how she like basically bullied everybody into taking a shot. That's alcoholism. Because her friend, like,
Yep.
for me and my friends, we agree that we're only taking 3 shots, just 3 shots, and but then I have to go drink by myself. And then she laughed about it. I was like, baby,
Yeah.
you have a problem. You have a for real, and it's not even funny. Like
You know
I
what?
get it.
she really
This
has.
how I feel like at this point, right now, I I don't know, y'all. I got a feeling. Now, y'all smack me if I'm wrong, but I got a feeling that this is gonna work.
Oh,
Am I
Mm-mm.
the only one who had
they're
that
gonna
feeling?
stay together. They're
Haley's not
gonna
Yeah.
gonna.
stay together.
I said Haley. What's her name? Virginia's not gonna be like this forever because your liver will catch up with you, and that's on everything. Your liver will catch up with you.
Because
So
I
you're
mean, she
not.
already looks old.
Yeah, like you're not gonna be able to do this forever. But it's unfortunate that it's lasted this long. But hey, whatever. But like I said, I feel like as long as maybe this is my twisted thinking, but I feel like your husband should love you more than you love him.
Yes, my mom told
That's
me that.
Yeah.
My mom
yeah.
told me
I believe that.
My grandma told
that.
me the
All
same
right, Slade, how do you feel
thing.
about that? Do you feel like you should love your wife more than she loves you?
I don't know if that's possible. My wife really loves me. Like that's a tall order there. I mean, I'll
You,
try. I'll do my best, but
Yeah, I maybe it's just in like the beginning. I don't know. Like I'm still exploring what my grandmama told me and exploring what that means. But it's like there's a certain thing when your husband or your significant other loves you to a certain extent. It's just kind of like they become your covering, and it's kind of just like I feel like he's able to not like bend to her will, but like be a little bit more relaxed and make sure your wife is happy because all this partying stuff isn't going to last long because Virginia's friends are getting married. She went to just a wedding 2 seconds ago. You think her friend that she went to that wedding is going to be out here like, oh, after she has kids? Like, it's going to be at least the 2 years before she starts drinking again if she's breastfeeding.
That's what I said too. I think the only
So
way
it's no big deal.
will be a baby. That's the only way she gonna slow down. But the thing of it
You
is,
hope she slow down.
like, yeah,
Period.
but,
Yes.
one thing that I just want to say, like from a medical standpoint, her drinking like that, she can't just give it up cold turkey because Virginia will make herself very sick. When you're a lifelong drinker like that, it becomes a point where you have to drink to,
Yeah.
to function because your body is so used to that stimulant that when it doesn't have it, you can go into seizures, you can go into a coma. Like your body will literally shut down. And she drinks hard liquor. So
yeah.
one of the reasons she drinks so much is because she has to have that well, because alcohol is a depressant, but for her it's a stimulant because she's had it for so long. And
Mm.
to me, Eric, he doesn't. I agree with you when you said that your husband should love you more than you do, because women are more loyal than men will ever be.
For sure. We don't even have to love
And
you.
yeah, like once we make a commitment to somebody, it takes a lot for us to be like, nah. Let's think about it. Like when a man get cheated on, he be gone. Like it ain't no, it's a rarity that he gonna take that girl back. But a woman should get cheated on 15, 20 times and still stay. If
Age.
he
Mercedes, mama.
y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't low. Y'all are not low. No, but men are less loyal. They will be loyal to a homeboy before they ever be loyal to a woman.
Mhm.
And
which is just bizarre to me.
But it's
But
Like
see,
especially if you've made a commitment to that person. But like I've seen it all through my life. Like you're 100% right.
yeah, like for some men, it's different. Like for men like you, you're a rarity. You're not the normal. The normal is men place more value on what they have than what they actually need. Because a man will flex with the newest Jordans, the newest whatever, the newest Bentley, but he won't take his girl nowhere.
shout out to Slade's wife real quick.
Yeah. Like
Hey,
real
shout
one.
out to her.
Yeah. So to me, like I don't really like I see them working, but she gonna have to do something about her drinking because when you drink like that and you get pregnant, your child can get fetal alcohol syndrome because you have so much alcohol in your body. And most women don't find out they're pregnant until they're 8 to 12 weeks, which means she gonna be getting drunk 3 or 4 days a week for 8 to 12 weeks. That's fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yep.
Well, I'll say this because I feel like at one point in my life I was Virginia, right? But I was way younger than Virginia. I wasn't 26. I got pregnant at 23. But I was that girl, right? I was that girl that as soon as I got off work, I'm like, call up my friends. I'm going to get drunk. We going to the parties. I'm dancing the tables. I'm up all night. I'm making my midnight phone calls. I'm staying up, going to work right after I leave the club, then crash after I've been up for 2 days straight. I was that girl, right? So I feel like she will change. She can change. Something has to shift in her. For me, it was my daughter.
That's why I said a baby is really the only way I can see her calming down, because I don't think she wants to be the type of parent that she had.
Mm.
I think that Virginia's getting married because a lot of her friends are, but I also feel like she wants that family aspect that she did not have growing up. And I think a lot of times when people don't grow up with that dynamic, they fight twice as hard to have it and to keep it. So I think they can work out, but he has to get over his insecurity, and that friend that she had that was on the back of him, he got to go. He got to go.
All right, Slay, I'm gonna ask you
But
one
what
last
about
question
that
about
for
Virginia's friend, right? Do you think, from a man perspective, because y'all know we be seeing things different, okay?
Yeah.
Do you think that he waiting to get with Virginia? Do you think it's real like platonic, like it's just friendship?
This is gonna sound like BS, but I think it's plutonic. I absolutely do, because like the vibe I get is they have this very tight knit group of friends, and I think they said there's five. There's five of them total. Like,
Three guys and two girls.
3 guys, 2 girls, so five of them total. And I think that they're just very tight and it's plutonic. What that doesn't mean that they would never, that nobody's ever going to hook up together. That's not what that means. But I do think that, like, I don't think that he's waiting in the wings for Eric to be out of the picture for him to swoop in, because I think if that was the case,
He'd have been did it.
he would have done it one night on that couch at his
Oh,
place.
what if they did and it's a secret?
I was going to say that. I think that they did, but honestly,
they give me that vibe.
I feel like they did. They probably, let's say they've been friends since like freshman year of college and now they're 26. They probably did in college and they're like, it was like 5 years ago. It doesn't count anymore. Because they're those type of people to say it doesn't count. We were 12. We were 16.
We were drunk. It doesn't count.
We were drunk
Oh,
every
hey,
night.
did you say when we were 12? No, let's erase that comment.
Yeah, like that's why I aged up to 16 at least. Like, come on. But I feel like it's on some, like, at some point, I don't know how men feel, but like if I was a man, and this is like a hypothetical, if I was a man, I'm seeing Virginia, and at one point I wouldn't even want to deal with her anymore. Like I would be like, oh, I had sex with Virginia, but don't tell nobody, because it's just like she threw up on her bachelorette party. Like they've probably
strangers.
She's
strangers.
Could you imagine what she's probably done in front of them, to the point where if one of the boys were like, I had sex with Virginia, everyone would be like, Virginia. Oh,
Virginia reminds me of that girl, the sorority girl that was passed around.
Yeah. Or she passed herself around. Because let's give agency to women. She passed herself.
Yeah. I'm not saying, and that's what I mean.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, for sure.
Like, she got drunk. She did what she wanted to do, and she went on about her business.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Let's move on.
But wait a minute. What about the 4 days? Do y'all really believe she didn't do nothing in them 4 days?
Heck, Virginia probably was too drunk to do anything.
No. What I didn't like was I gotta text you every hour or two. Like, sir, how do you even have time to text somebody that much? You're a pilot. Are you texting while you're flying? That's dangerous.
No, but he's probably home right now, so he be lonely.
These his days off, so he ain't got nothing to do.
I'm not
the
going
plane
home
has
with you, right?
autopilot. Like,
no, just like we in a car, same thing with a plane. Don't text nobody.
How often do you talk to your wife when she's gone, Slade?
If we're both separate, gone, doing whatever, the text messages will usually be like, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and that'll be it. Like, unless we're actually talking about something, so we're actually texting about something. It's more of just like a heads up, like, "Oh,
like a check-in.
I'm going for my massage. I'll be back at 6 o'clock." I'm like, all right, cool. And for me, like, I'm more than happy with that. And I get the vibe that's what Eric wanted. That's what he wants, but he's so bad at communicating. He's so bad at talking with Virginia, like it's always comes off as a demand, like you have to check in every 2 hours. And really, I think he wanted was, hey, just let me know what you're doing. Like if
No, I
you're,
think he wanted every hour or two because
I,
he said it wasn't that bad every hour or two, right? No, like
mhm,
you want her to check in because you
Well,
don't want her to be drinking and doing something.
well, let me
right.
think.
Yeah.
Let me
I feel
say
like
this.
he like her. Like,
I think that if you think about it realistically, married couples, right? And I'm speaking because I'm married. That's why I asked Lee, because you're married, right? Is anyone else up here married?
mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so let me think about this. When I go to work, I literally text my husband all day, unless it gets flustered to the point where I'm like really like driven and I got stuff to really get done. But I find myself randomly texting him like, "What you doing?" Just for no
Exactly.
reason. Like just talking, like the want to talk to him. So I think that Eric wants Virginia to have the want to communicate with him more so than the actual communication.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could definitely see that. But I also think he has to give her time to miss him because they've been so compacted together. They've just been in each other's face. And so like give her a day or two where it's just no communication so she can be like, I wonder what Amy
No,
is
there
doing.
is no such thing as a day or two with no communication in a
No,
marriage. Period.
I don't mean like no talking at all. I mean like good morning, how are you? How are things going? Like throughout the day, 3 or 4
The
texts.
only time me and my husband don't text during the day is if we mad at each other, and even then, I'm cursing him out in text messages.
Well,
But I mean, like, even though they're
sound
married,
like Virginia in that I got stuff to do. Don't be blowing my phone up. I'll text you when I text you.
that's crazy. I
See,
feel like there's not that. First of all, I didn't want to say that's crazy to you. I was just saying that's crazy because, like, I I've dated a pilot, and we would text all the time, no problem. And currently, I'm dating a doctor. Mid surgery, he'll be like, "Hey, girl, what's going on? Yeah, da da da. Like, how you
That
feeling?
is
Like,
true. I
well,
used to
I'm
ask
gonna
my
need
old
I'm gonna
we
need
really
him not
did
to
do
be
that.
my surgeon whenever I need it. Okay,
can I
just
tell
put a
you
heads
this?
up.
I'm not gonna
You're gonna
lie.
wake up with a cell phone
I'm not
floating
gonna lie.
inside
He's
you.
a wonderful doctor. He's actually a very wonderful doctor. But it's like you think that because people have what people perceive as more high profile jobs that they can't message you. They definitely can.
They can.
And like
Mm-hmm.
we are planning on getting engaged, but not yet. But like when you're dating, which is what these people are actually doing, even though they're married, they're still in that dating phase because they're getting to know each other. You should want to text message that person and be like, hey, what's going on? Or, oh, I'm at the wedding. Send them photos of the wedding dress and this, that, and third, like of the bridesmaid's dress or whatever, like something. But she doesn't give him anything. But at
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
time, I feel like this is a married at first sight F up. It's like you're getting these women that are in the beginning of their race and you're pairing them with these men that are on their last leg. And that is a completely different dynamic.
yeah,
That
yeah. I agree. I agree. When you get somebody that's like, because Virginia and Haley, they're just kind of starting out now. Like I don't know about you, but for me, I'm kind of like an old soul. Like I've just always been old. I don't know if it's because my parents are older and I just grew up with mostly adults around me and didn't really have any children. So for me, like I don't mind the natural texting, but like you have to like they have to kind of set that up. And I feel like
yeah,
Eric doesn't ask her. It's like y'all say he demands like a dad, like be in at 12. Text me when you get there. Like there's ways to set that up. There's ways so that it's
Mm.
not so stifling to a person's personality. Like if you tell me I have to text you when I get there, like that's gonna be a lot different than you saying, "Hey, let me know when you get there." Then I'm gonna need you to text me every hour. Like, there's a way to say things to get what you want.
yeah, that's
Well,
true.
and also he can just text and ask, like, say, hey, like I was doing this thing, I thought of you. How are you doing? Like, text her and
Yeah,
ask,
make it
right?
casual, make it natural. Don't make it so
Yeah,
like he's very military and he's in his mind is very like checkpoint.
but I
And
think that's what he wants. He just wants he wants her to want him. He
Yeah,
wants her to want to miss him. He wants her to say, "Hey, what you doing? I was just thinking about you." He's yearning for that. And
But
I
the way
think
he goes about it is
Virginia,
not correct.
is it mentally to the point where she realizes she's actually married to someone? Because when you're in a relationship with someone, you naturally, literally just wants to call them and text them. When my husband, I get up before him, so I'm at work by 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. My husband wakes up and he calls me, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" Nothing. And I'm like, "Oh, you just wanted to talk to me?" It's just out of the natural instinct that you do it. And I think he wants to fall into that routine. You got to remember, Eric was married previously, and he's been in relationships where that was the normal for him. So I think he doesn't think that she wants him until she starts behaving that way.
And I think that's the part of where she needs to come in and communicate and say, I'm not like that. I'm not built like that. So I will try my best to accommodate you, but I also need you to meet me in the middle.
Right. Like, I might call you daddy, but you're not my daddy.
Yeah.
Right.
Come in with another
Like,
conspiracy
he gives me
theory.
very dad vibes, and he
All
needs
right.
to get to like daddy status.
Wait,
All
can I
right,
come in with
let's move
another?
on, y'all.
Oh
All
no,
right,
another
let's go on
conspiracy.
to Brianna and Vincent. Slay, what do you
Champagne
think
Vinny.
about Rihanna and Vincent?
I love this couple right off the start. Like at the start of the season, I was like, all right, we're gonna have 4 divorces, 1 marriage, and this is our marriage right here, Brianna and Vincent. But like since then, like they've really been going downhill. Like I think it's totally recoverable for them, but
Good guy loves culture.
but like they're just, I don't know, they just need to communicate better. And like
They scared of
Vincent,
each other.
what's that?
They scared of each other. She's
Most
scared,
definitely.
and
Do
he's
you
scared.
think,
And he
Slay,
bottles.
do you think that Vincent's insecure?
Yes.
100.
Absolutely.
Is Vinny an idiot? Is Vinny a
Yeah,
is Vinny
like
a, like
like you
what?
said
A
with
serial
the thing
killer?
about riding the milk. Somebody did the same thing to him. Somebody, like whether it was his English or just like in minority cultures, like I can't speak for white people because I'm not white. That's kind of slave area. But like growing up, we all had that one auntie or the mom or something that picked on us.
Mhm.
That was like, oh, you're fatter. Oh, you're getting a little thick, ain't you? Oh, you
My grandmother said that to me when I went to visit her. She was so rude to me. She was
Yeah.
like,
Beautiful, Chloe,
"Oh,
but you
you
real
got
cute
bigger."
though.
I said,
Yeah,
"Oh, grandma."
like you'll be like, how you a man don't want no fat woman. Like they'll be quick to holler something like that. Or how you gonna keep your man? You keep gaining weight. But so it's like like they probably picked on him, and then he light skinned too. Well, for their culture, he a little bit dark.
Yeah,
For Dominican, so they
Hold
yeah.
on 1 second. Kelsey, I wanted to hear what Slade was saying real quick.
Oh yeah.
Because every time he starts talking, everybody just be like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo."
Oh, sorry,
Oh,
Slade.
sorry,
It's all good. The only real last thing about, and it's really about Vincent, is he really bottles his emotions up. Like, and we've seen it, and he won't like, especially like the champagne thing where Brianna was like, "Oh, you really pulled a Vinny there," and he didn't like that, and instead of saying, just addressing it right there, he bottles that up, waits for it to become a way bigger thing. And instead of it just being like, no, I really didn't like what you said to me there, it hurt my feelings, it now boils over into this huge fight. And I can see that happening again and again and again for them.
Absolutely.
Do you think that Brianna knows she's doing it?
Yes.
She knows, but I don't think she's going to stop.
I don't think she will either.
Because
She knows she don't care.
She thinks that if she does it in a baby voice, it's okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's the passive aggressiveness for me though.
Yeah.
Like she's very passive aggressive. She reminds me of the girl that like would talk crap about you, but then when you went and asked her about it, who, me? I would never.
Uh-huh.
I'm opposite. At one point, I felt like maybe she be manipulating me, right? But I feel like sometimes she really don't know that she's doing it.
I think
Because
she's doing
so accustomed to doing it. It's like I think because I'm one of those people, right? Now, I've said some things to people that was very insensitive at the moment, right? But for me, it felt like the right thing to say because it was real. But it wasn't insensitive, absolutely. But did it make perfect sense? Absolutely. Should I have said it then? Maybe not. So I think maybe that's why I feel like I'm double sided with it. Like she's so used to doing it that maybe she really doesn't realize that she's doing it to after she did it. Because I've had moments where I had to call my friend back, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought about what I said and I really apologize. I didn't mean to say it like
Like
that."
she
And
didn't
they're
read
like,
the
"But you
room.
do that all the time, Chloe." And I'm like, "But I really didn't mean to do it like that." Hence why I don't have that many friends. But I'm
It's
just
okay, me
saying.
either, girl.
Nah, I used to do it. I used to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I used to do it because I knew what I looked like. I knew what I was perceived like. And I knew that if I put a little, oh my God, yeah, little voice on, I knew I could get my way or get the things that I needed because people who are able to manipulate their voices know what they are doing. You are not
Mm-hmm.
confused. You're not confused about what you're doing. Just like I wasn't confused about what I was doing. And I would say rude stuff and I would do rude stuff because I knew I would get away with it. Oh, you think I'm attractive? Up, say no more. Let me do a baby voice when I need something. Let me talk like this when I need something. Let me do this when I need something. That used to be me severely until my man was like, and I was like, Um,
I'm gonna change. I'm gonna do right.
no, but I'm gonna keep it a
Right.
buck
No getting
50.
nowhere.
Yeah, like I'm so self-aware of myself that I will say when I have my flaws and what they were because I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm saying, and I know I'm trying to cover it up because if I say it like this, it most likely will be overlooked because everyone else overlooks them. Because everyone else might be superficial or everyone else might be like, oh,
So
she's
enamored
like
by you.
one. I was talking to my friend the other day. I just went to the grocery store and I did not put one thing in my cart. I would find every man in the aisle like, oh, it's too tall. Can you get that cereal up here? Okay, little lady, I got you. It's so easy to manipulate. And I feel like she has gotten to that point where she is unable to see that, not to see that she's doing it, but to change it because that's just the way she's lived her life.
It's worked for her. She's
It
never
works.
had to. She
It
She's
works
never
for me
had to.
too.
yeah
So,
yeah
but
same. It
it's
Yeah,
worked.
toxic.
it hurts for a
It's
lot of.
toxic.
It works
And
for.
I said this before. I think I was talking to Janice on Janice Live. In the beginning of my marriage, I thought that being toxic was cute. Okay. I thought that arguing was cute. I thought that being manipulative was cute. So I would play those little games with my husband till he finally was like, stop playing with me. Like we're not doing this no more. Like I'm not about to be sitting here being your doormat. So I think that that's what Vincent is going to have to do. He's going to have to get to the point where it's not cute anymore. That baby voice ain't doing it for me anymore. I'm literally fed up. Fix it now, or this ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
Also,
and I
yeah,
think that he has such a hard temper, and I think he's worked so hard to control it, but he hasn't learned to control it because his way of handling things is to just get his stuff and go. And like, oh,
No, I think that's his way of controlling it. I think
Mhm.
he has a bad temper,
no,
and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm
he
saying. Like
went to walk away so that he didn't go blow up because he didn't want to be
that's
that man.
that's what I'm
Definitely
saying.
not on TV.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he like the way he handles his anger is that he walks away, and that's not good. Like, take a beat, take a minute, but don't leave the house. And I also feel like when he was talking to Pastor Cal, and he was like, "Well, I just think he's not good at confrontation because to me, it seems like he hasn't been taught how to effectively communicate when he's upset. Like
yeah,
with how the cousin came at Brianna, like, so what you offering? Like, I don't think, and neither one of them have good communication skills because she's used to just being on her job, telling people what to do, and then going home. Well, he's not your little worker bee.
yeah.
Mm.
He's your husband, and you have to respect him, and he has to respect you. I think that they'll make it, but I think if neither one of them learns how to talk to each other, they won't last 5 years.
Yeah,
I agree.
For
absolutely.
sure.
He
All right,
needs to
I'm
get
gonna
some
let
emotional
everyone out the
intelligence.
chat. Slade, can you just stay 1 second more with me?
Yep.
All
Bye,
right.
y'all. Have a good
Bye,
night.
guys. Thank you all for joining
Good
me.
night. Good night.
I really appreciate you all. Okay. So who you think gonna make it?
Oh, you know what? I have flip-flopped on this so much. Right now, I'm only seeing one couple that I think is going to make it, and I had them at like 0% chance at the start of the season, and it's Clara and Ryan. And I know I don't think many people agree with that, but like I think that Clara is, or pardon me, Ryan is really good for Clara, if they can get over this little hurdle of Clara not expressing herself, not saying what she wants, and if they can meet in that middle ground, I think that is the couple that's going to stay married at the end. You know, Brianna and Vincent, I was very, very high on them at the start of the season, but now that we're seeing more of their issues and like how, like what Kelsey was just talking about how Vincent doesn't know how to handle himself in a confrontation, and like we heard over and over from his friends and family about him popping off or something along those lines, that he's just a guy waiting to blow up. So I think something's going to happen, and they're not going to make it. But
Maybe.
The only thing really working against the Clara and Ryan is, like, you know how we see those interviews, those mid-episode interviews, and like they're not filmed at the same time that the episode was shot. Her body language and demeanor in those very much says that she's a woman who's not married to Ryan right now. So already finding holes in my own theory.
Right. Did you see the trailer, the preview for next week?
I don't think I did. Or no, yes, I did, because
the one with Paige where they said they might work it out.
Yeah, and he shows up, and they're outside somewhere talking.
Yeah, and then she says, "Do you want a clean start?"
Oh, I might just quit watching if like.
But did you see it?
But it also, there was another shot where it looked like she walks away again.
That's why I said it's confusing. All right, I'm gonna show y'all the video one last time. It's on Millennium and Mom's channel, and let me see. Siri, what you doing? Hold on, y'all. My bad.
Just take off.
If she starts over with him, throw her away. Do you think that is editing? Shout out to William and Mom in the chat.
I really hope it is, because like last episode, we finally got Paige standing up to Chris. You know, she wasn't taking any of his BS, threw him under the bus, and for like 1 week later, for her to just be like, "Oh, well, I'm back." But then again, like all season long, we've seen them have something bad happen, and then Chris lure her back in. One whisper in the ear, one compliment, and lure her right back. And just don't do this to me. I can't handle it.
Exactly. All right, you guys. I've had a blast with you guys talking about Married at First Sight. Thanks for joining me and my subs. You guys don't forget to go check out Slade's YouTube channel. I think two Ellie's put it in the chat. Ellie, are you still in the chat? Can you relink it so that because if we try to link it, it won't go through. But anyway, I'll put it in the comments. Thank y'all all for joining me. Had so much fun. If you did not subscribe, please subscribe to this channel. Thumbs up this video. I appreciate it. With all that being said, I'm going to talk to y'all later. See you guys next week. Bye. Peace.